Alrighty, friends, we're back for your favorite podcast of the week. This is Location Weekly. This is episode number 663, and we are recording on April the 2nd. Yes, it is now April. Spring is upon us. April Fools is behind us. Yeah, all of that has happened, come and gone. The Blue Jays got destroyed in a no-hitter last night. Yeah. Anyways,
Uh,
whatever.
and it was not an April Fool's Day prank.
That was not an April Fool's Day. Yeah, no, not at all. Good for that young pitcher, though. Yeah,
Yeah. Did you pull any pranks yesterday, Asif, or have any pranks pulled on
I
you?
did not actually. Did you?
My kids are into it. Like it's kind of annoying, but my oldest decided to put salt in everybody's toothpaste, which was fun. And what else? I don't know. I ended up putting like some fake, furry like animal things in their beds last night. That's all I could come up with. I was like, this mom is tired. I don't know. I don't have pranks, but yeah, I had and they put Nutella in the bathroom. Use your imagination. It was not good. It was gross. So it was more
Oh,
just like cleanup duty.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, I saw some good ones though. One specifically I thought was really creative on LinkedIn was Alliant. Do you know the audience company, Alliant Data? They did like energy drinks and they likened it to the audiences. It was like, oh, we're launching
okay,
drinks. It was cute. I liked it. I was like, all
yeah,
right, that's
that's interesting.
yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, glad that is behind us. No more April Fools now, just April showers.
Yes, there you go, and that's exactly what we're getting in Toronto for the next 2 days is rain.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. So
all right.
maybe we'll
Well,
get
we have a
some.
good show ahead for you. Four stories as usual. Some entertainment stuff, some out-of-home stuff, some new interesting technology. So I'll let Aubriana kick us off.
Yes, let's talk about Hips That Don't Lie and Shakira. She did a pop-up show here in New York in Times Square just Tuesday. And so she's promoting her new album. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's Mujeres No Lloran Ya or something like that. Like women don't cry anymore. Anyways, they did this whole like hybrid digital out of home show, which was really cool. I watched the video. So there's like, in Times Square, there's a concert stage. It's the TSX Broadway complex. So it's like one of those corner digital out of home units. And within that is an actual stage. And so like the doors open and you have like this whole stage that's within this digital billboard. It's very, very cool and it overlooks like all of Times Square. And so yeah, they have like these swing-in doors, the LED back display. And so most of the time it's just like a bookable digital out of home display, and there hasn't been a ton of concerts there. It's owned by S&A Displays. Well, that's the screen manufacturers. I don't know who's owning it, but Post Malone did a show there last summer. And I thought it was really cool. Like you kind of had like the pre-show with like the creative on the screen, and then the doors opened up and there was a lot of people there watching. So I thought it was great. You don't really see Times Square occupied beyond like tourist events and New Year's Eve. And so it's really cool to see it kind of packed out like that for something that, I would find entertaining. I don't know that I would want to stand there and watch the concert for, an hour or two, but I think it's cool. Like if you were walking by and could get a glimpse of it, I think that's like really, really unique and fun. And I love that it's like in promotion of her new album. And I mean, come on, New York is like the melting pot. So just reaching so many different audiences and cultural demographics is like amazing. So I really liked this blend and I thought it was fun.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have a ton to add to this story. I mean, for me, I think it's the interesting thing here is the blending of the out-of-home billboards with, what's going on, on a live concert stage and how they kind of are able to marry those things together and create this sort of experiential show for people walking by or people who, are standing there watching it. And I think it's the kind of thing that I think that, you see more in kind of Vegas, permanent setups and those kinds of things. But yeah, I like it. I think that, it kind of illustrates that out of home, the power of out of home and kind of what you can do with it in real time, to impact kind of what's going on around you, right? And use it as a way to really, strengthen the message that you're trying to get across and bring, more people into it. Because, we all walk by screens that are just running, rolling content over and over again. And I find that, it's sure there's impressions there and, cars driving by and people walking by and, that may or may not see that. But, when you're blending that with something live that's going on or something that's happening in a space and tying the screens to that, it's a lot more engaging and you're just going to get a lot more, sort of interest in that. So I like it. And yeah, I'm I can't say that I listened to Shakira lately, but back, a long time ago, yeah, I was, I liked her music. So it was interesting. So I'll have to go check out the new album. I have not done that yet. I did listen this weekend to the new Beyonce album, which I found fascinating that she's doing country. But
Yeah.
have you listened to that?
I've listened to a good portion of it. Yeah, it's like I love just to see the genre lines like crossing and kind of going back to like the screens, something I noticed. I'm not like a huge like EDM fan, but a good friend of ours actually manages a ton of artists. And so we got to go to this big EDM concert with them, which by the way is like way too late if you are over the age of like 35. You're like, no, it was really hard to stay up. But they use like the screenage is like a huge factor, right? Because you've got a DJ and it's like the screen is the show, and everything is timed to the music and to the show. And so I love to see how that's like crossing into pop, right? With Shakira doing this. And then maybe, maybe we'll see something with country, Beyonce doing something more where we're blending that. But yeah, I love to see like these different lines and whether it's like genres or just like cultural being kind of crossed and woven together. It's fun.
Yeah, awesome. All right, moving on now. Kind of sticking with out of home, but now we're going to talk more about technology. There's an Israeli startup called Y-Charge, W-I Charge, and they have set out to tackle the problem of power to these screens. And, is there a way to do this in a wireless fashion? We all know we've seen these screens. We know that, one of the challenges especially in retail is, getting power to where you want these screens and running the lines and the conduit and all the stuff that you have to do to get power to that spot. And so they've developed a system called Y-Charge. Sorry, Y-Spot. The company's called Y-Charge. And these are shelf displays that are up to 7 inches in size, and they operate completely independently of power cables. So this is, I think, super interesting. Really, I think has a lot of applications for, the in-store retail media networks that we talk about almost every week on this show because it's such a hot topic these days. Um, this company basically what they do is they transmit the power over a distance of up to 10 meters, and it's using infrared to do that. And they say this is completely harmless to humans. They've developed this solution. They have over 160 patents that have been granted to date. They use this for other things like Xbox controllers or door locks and so on. And now they've kind of adapted this to these 7-inch in-store media displays, which I think are fascinating. I love the idea of because of the small size of them, think about what it takes to like how clunky that would look on a shelf with power cables and all that stuff coming.